Wig, did you just say wig? Wig, okay. I know, wig. I feel that already. Wig, okay. Wig, did you just say wig? Wig, okay. I am ready for my wig to go flying.
Hi, kids.
Oh my God.
Who does that? Someone says that a lot on a podcast. I don't know who it is though.
Not anyone that I listen
Oh,
to.
no, you know who I'm referencing?
Who?
Detox on Drag Race season 5 when they do the kids show.
When she's the chicken?
Hi, kids. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Anyways, what a chaotic start to a chaotic episode.
It's been a long day and we haven't even started.
Yep. I'm Martyr.
I'm C.Tepper.
And this is Wigging.
Oh,
Doing
God.
it quieter because usually like Pete.
I was like,
out.
did we like break the sound barrier again?
I know. We're doing another special Pride episode, kind of. It's about.
Is it?
Yes, because it's an important part about Pride. And
I guess so.
Family.
Is that one of the
Family,
colors
kids.
on the rainbow?
Sure, if you want to believe it. the flag colors. Here's a little tip for you kids. The flag colors mean nothing. Anyway.
Ouch. I do not sign off on that. You can send all your cancellations to Martyr.
Yeah, the rainbow flag is ugly. Anyway.
Oh God, what a way to start.
I know. Caitlin, what are we doing today? Who are we talking to?
So we're bringing somebody back, our first ever guest on the show, Miss
That's
Vicky
true.
DeVille.
Hi, Vicky.
Hi, Vicky.
Hello.
And since the last time we spoke to her, she got pregnant during the pandemic. It was a long 9 months, and now she has her daughter Dot. Welcome,
Woo!
Dot.
Welcome, Dot. How are you? How are you both?
I'm good.
Good. I'm great actually. Summer's coming. I'm like everything's opening up again. Restrictions are being lifted. I'm like feeling really good.
Ditto. I'm like ready to get out there.
Well, I guess our first question that I've been asking everybody since the start of the pandemic is, how has your pandemic been?
Well, honestly, obviously the pandemic has been like super hard on everyone and it has changed everything. Everyone's lives have changed because of this pandemic. Fortunately for myself, I have tried to keep like a normal routine. Like I go to work every day. I never had COVID. My parents were fine. They didn't get COVID. And I've, still been able to see like my friends in the city and everything. So I can't really complain. Like I know many people have had it a lot worse than me. But at the same time, of course, like, yeah, it sucked.
Do you feel that?
What about you, Dot?
I'm in a similar boat. Like I feel like it sucked. It was awful. I'm ready to get going, but like I can't really complain. Like I had a day job. I, reported to work remotely. Me and my husband were healthy. No one in our families got sick. Like, it definitely put a lot into perspective. And like, I don't want to be one of those people who's like, I'm grateful for the pandemic because
no, that's such bullshit.
Without it, Dot wouldn't exist. So.
That's a good point. And we will get into that.
there's always a silver lining somewhere.
Yeah, we gotta find the silver linings where we could get them. All right, I think we'll start off with Dot. Since Vicky's been on the show before, please listen to her episode. It's a good episode.
It is a good episode.
We listened to it. We listened to it on the way to Provincetown last year.
Oh yeah,
it held up. It held up, that episode. It was a good one.
It was a good episode. And I actually get called out in the episode as like, we'll talk about that journey, but like I get called out as her as Vicky's drag dad.
Yeah.
Max has been in the DeVille family, part of the DeVille family.
It's been a
conception.
Yeah. It's a complicated relationship.
I'm so excited to hear about it though.
So Dot, where are you from originally?
I am from Queens, New York.
And how was it growing up in Queens?
It was Queens. Growing up in Queens is interesting because a lot of people, when you think like New Yorker, they think
Mhm.
private school. You know, they think
Yeah.
rich, Upper East Side, Gossip Girl, Goo Goo Gaga, like
Mm.
money. But I grew up in College Point, Queens, with a garbage man dad and a mom who worked at a vending machine company.
Mhm.
It's very humble beginnings. And in New York, like I don't want to say I grew up poor, but you're poor when everyone else around you has more money. So it was, you know, it
That's a
was a
good
low,
point.
it was a low key childhood.
Yeah. How did you get into like drag? Like what inspired you?
Oh, well, drag. I first started dabbling in drag in college, actually, after a
Mhm.
friend of mine was killed.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
and he did drag. His name is Ira Lindenberg Harris. And upon hearing of his death, everyone at college launched a scholarship program. And to raise money for that scholarship program, we did a lip sync for your life, like fundraiser in the chapel at the college. Um, and they still do it every year to this day.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and so I always had an interest in drag. I loved it, but I have an eye disease called lattice degeneration that never allowed me to wear contacts. But
Oh.
yeah, so in lockdown, I was finally allowed to wear contacts, and I was like, "Ooh, this is my sign! Like I have all this time on my hands. Let me
Mhm.
learn how to do makeup."
Oh. And how has that been going?
Going. I mean, like I never wanted to be a booger. Like I always wanted to do drag, but I never wanted to be that girl at the bar who everyone looks at like, oh, she's new. Like, like, and if
That's
they
me every day.
if they do know that I'm new, I want them to know I'm new because they've never seen me before, not because
Mhm.
I'm like a crusty, dusty mess.
Mhm. So when did you decide to become a quarantine queen?
6 months into lockdown.
Oh wow.
So I'm going on, what am I, 8.5, 9 months
You were going strong.
into my drag journey. Yeah, I'm not quite a baby, a 1-year-old yet, but
Yeah. What was the moment where you're like, all right, I'm bored. Let me do drag? Like what happened?
um I want to say it was like the little lull after Drag Race had ended, after season
Mhm.
12 had ended. I was like, oh, well, I missed that. That was sort of my comfort blanket. That I think that was everyone's comfort blanket in the beginning
Mhm.
of quarantine. It was sort of that like regular thing we could look forward to. And then as quarantine went on, the numbers and cases got worse and things got more and more bleak and more people were losing their jobs and like it was getting worse and worse. And as Drag Race ended, I was sort of like, well, now what? There's really
Mhm.
no end in sight to this fucking pandemic. Like, so I started rewatching Drag Race from the beginning. And I was like, I've always wanted to do this. I'm in lockdown. I have no friends. Let me make a friend that I can talk to in the mirror.
Yourself. Speaking of this new friend, how did you come up with your drag name?
It was a brainstorm with Mother Vicky DeVille. Like,
Ah,
Yes.
and you can
Yes, it
chime in,
was.
Vicky. Feel free.
yeah, we had a long like brainstorm. So Vicky was like pseudo part of our pod. Like there were one
Mhm.
or two people that we saw throughout, quarantine. Vicky was one of them. And she came over and I was like, I think I'm gonna do this. Like, what should my name be? And the question arose like, well, are are you going to be a DeVille? Do you want to be a DeVille? And
Mhm.
like we actually like butted heads in the very beginning because I called her my sister.
Ooh.
And she was like, no, 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 mama. I have been doing drag for 4 years. I was like, that's fine. You're right. You've paved the way. If you want to be
Mhm.
my mom, that's correct. You be my
Right.
mom.
Well, sister has kind of like a vague definition. Like people say, oh yeah, that's like my sis, or that's my sister, or like, oh, that's my New York drag sister. Like it
Mm.
doesn't necessarily mean you come from the same family when you call someone a sister. It could
Yeah.
be like a good friend or like a
Mhm.
colleague. Like, so when you say like that's my sister, it's a little bit more confusing, I guess. But when you say like that's my drag mother, like you immediately know like the meaning behind that.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
and
Really established.
I really wanted to be there to like guide him and mentor him and like the best way to do that was just to be like, yes, I'm the mother, you know?
Yeah.
Not you using him pronouns. Oh my god.
Well,
You're canceled, Vicky.
I'm still talking about Max. Max is my drag dad. Max is he, and then Dot. Well, you never answered the question. How
Yeah,
we
you did answer the question. I was like,
name.
wait, I actually don't know
Dot
this.
is she, her.
Yeah, Dot
Am
is
I
she.
wrong?
Yeah, so we went on a long winding road, but we really did sit on the couch just like throwing names out there. In college, I was Olga Lamode, and it's the worst.
Which I still love that name.
Oh, you love it? See,
I do love it.
my husband hates that name, but I was Olga Lamode.
We decided on your name because when we were talking about like who your brand was, like who you kind of aspired to be, you mentioned that you love Lynn Yeager and her style and the way her like little hair is like iconic and her makeup is like very recognizable. And we kind of were joking like, oh my gosh, you should be like an old lady drag queen. And so we were coming up with like old lady names, and we came up with Dorothy.
And we did like the name Dorothy because it pays homage to the euphemism, "Are you a friend of Dorothy?" which was, you know, after World War II, used among closeted gay men to like suss out other gay men at the bar. So it's a nice like LGBT history, like, you know, history lesson like baked into my name. But Dot was just sort of like we liked it. It was like an exclamation, and it gave us the alliteration of DD, Dot DeVille.
Yeah, I like that.
We wanted some alliteration.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, not even just friends with Dorothy, also like Dorothy from Golden Girls, and you know.
I have never.
Wizard of Oz.
What? It's on Hulu.
I don't know. I have no interest. Everyone's like, you must. I'm like,
that's my childhood.
I know. It's just.
Where were you in the 90s? I know it came out in the 80s, but it was always
I
on
watched Nick at Night. Like, I was much more of like I Dream of Jeannie.
Oh, you were in the 60s.
Yeah, like
I was in the 80s apparently.
Happy Days.
Yeah, 70s. Good choices though. So what have you learned so far from doing drag?
I've learned that I'm, 40 pounds overweight. I've learned that
being a woman is hard.
Being a woman hurts. I've learned that I'm really fucking tall.
You are, holy crap.
I mean, I'm 6'3" out of drag. You put on 6-inch heels. That's 6.
Oh my God. You should play basketball in drag. I pay.
Yeah, I'm fully like 7'9" in drag.
That's too much, but not enough.
Wait.
I've just learned, I don't know. I'm honestly like way more comfortable in my boy body than I ever have been.
That's great.
Like, prior to doing drag, which is really, that's something that I did not expect to discover and fall into. But, I'm still learning. I can't really go out. So a lot of my drag like experience exists online. Like when I couldn't go to bars, I would go on Omegle and just talk to strangers.
Oh yeah. Which you made very funny TikToks about.
TikToks that have apparently influenced other people to grow their social following.
Yeah. Have people stolen your ideas?
No one has stolen my ideas.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, but
What's been your favorite drag experience so far?
Going to the premiere of Real Housewives of New York. I was invited by Leah McSweeney, and I made page 6, which was a cute.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite moment thus far.
What did they say about you?
Well, I was really hard to miss. As soon as I walked in, I towered over everyone. Like, people in Hollywood are tiny. They're all nuggets.
Oh yeah.
Like everyone is a nugget. So when I walked in, I was fully twice the size of everyone in the room. There was another drag queen there, Lexington Banks. When I walked in, she was like, "Who the fuck is this?" Like it was early when they were starting to lift, quarantine protocols. So there are a lot of queens in New York who like don't know who I am. Like I haven't been out. So that was
Yeah.
my first like meeting with a drag queen who I was not introduced to by Vicky.
That makes sense. So speaking of red carpets, why can't we talk about your job?
Well, we can talk about my job. So I'm the entertainment director at Cosmopolitan magazine. Prior to that, I worked at like Vanity Fair, Vogue, Allure, GQ, Architectural Digest. The list goes on. I just like I'm trying to separate the two, and not because my work like judges me for doing drag.
I feel like that type of job would not.
No, I mean Cosmo is the home of Cosmo queens. Like for them to judge
literally that.
for them to judge me for doing drag would be completely hypocritical. But it's also like I can't be as honest as I would like to be in a public setting. I'll tell you all the tea when we're not recording.
Yeah.
But like, and I do, like Vicky gets the tea all the time, but like there are certain things I can't say about celebrities without burning bridges.
Well, that actually leads me up to my next question.
Okay, here we go. Here we fucking go.
So this one you could totally name names. Who has been your favorite celebrity to work with?
Nicole Kidman.
Really? What did you do with her?
I'm still jealous of that story. That's such a great story.
I flew to Cabo, Mexico, and spent a day with Nicole Kidman on a private beach.
What?
Yeah.
For funsies.
For what? What was she promoting?
We were shooting her for the cover of Allure.
Oh, okay.
Promotion of, I believe, season 2 of Big Little Lies.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
And at the end of the shoot day, she invited us all to her private like cabana, and she bought everyone margaritas and guac and just like sat and like talked to us like normal human beings before her bodyguard was like, "You're gonna miss your private flight back to."
Oh my
LA."
God. I love that.
It sounds like a nice dream, you know? Like a nice mirage.
Yeah, she was my favorite. She was hands down my favorite.
Gag. I'm so jealous. That sounds amazing.
And the thing is, like, I don't take pictures with anyone either. So, like, I'm happy to talk about the positive just because, like, if I get Alzheimer's one day, like, there's no photos to like remember these things by, because I'm very, very conscious of like treating these people like people.
Yeah.
The moment I like go into fangirl mode, like is the moment like they sort of lose respect for you.
Oh yeah. Like I've worked with a lot of celebrities too. So it's a very fine line, I feel like.
Yes. It's like you have to wait for them to offer the photo.
Yeah, it's very, and you deal with it more than I do. So
like, and I'm talking outside of a meet and greet situation.
No, yeah, of course. It's like a work environment.
Exactly. When they're coming into work, like they don't want to deal with fans. They want to deal with other professionals who are there to like get the job done.
100%. But who is your least favorite celebrity to work with? And you don't have to name names. There's no names involved.
I can't.
You can't even tell us a story. You can tell us a story without giving any details about this love.
Putting on a spot, girl.
My least favorite types of people.
Yeah, that's fine too.
Sure.
Ones who are very late, who have no respect for people's time, who just like fight you tooth and nail on every single creative aspect that was sent to them prior for approval. Like it's very, I don't know. I just don't like the people who come really late and make you stay longer than necessary or try and leave before you get the work done.
And I'm sure a lot of these people are a lot less famous than other people you deal with.
Really, the most famous people are the nicest.
Yeah, it's definitely true.
Always the most famous who are the nicest, and they are as successful as they are because of that.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, with the people I've worked with, the hardest ones, I didn't directly work with them, were like reality personalities.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because everyone wants to hate on the Kardashians, but like those girls are the most professional, nicest, hardworking people who, when they enter the room, they know that it's time to like work.
Exactly.
There's no ego.
Yeah.
It's like hate them all you want, but they're successful because they're lovely to work with.
So less about celebrities, more about you before we wrap up. What is something that you've learned not to do in drag?
Um, not pee before I put my corset on. I don't know. My husband made me a custom corset, so like I can't like once it's on
Mm-hmm.
and I put my everything else over it, like there's no taking that off until the
Oh
end.
my
of-
God.
No, like you mean like behavioral?
Oh, just anything. Well, also, like I know you've been experimenting a lot with makeup. Is there anything like makeup that didn't work for you, or like palettes that didn't work?
I think Morphe sucks.
Really?
T.
I like Morphe.
No, like
Morphe?
there's something
No,
about the Morphe, it's not as pigmented as like it should be,
Mm.
but
Which palette do you have?
I had the James Charles palette. Cancel me. Just
You bought it before everything was problematic, so you're
Exactly.
fine.
He was always problematic, though. Let's be real.
I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, it's just.
It was just, you
exponential
know,
right
yeah,
now.
it just gets bigger and bigger how problematic it gets.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't never had the James Charles palette, but I had the palette that came before the James Charles palette, which was like similar colors, like the 35B palette, which like
Mm.
every drag queen had when it came
Mhm.
out. And I loved it when I was using it. But lately, now that I've been getting better palettes, like the Urban Decay palettes and the Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes, they are like so much better. It would be hard for me to go back to the Morphe now.
Yeah.
the
That makes sense.
The Anastasia Norvina palette is incredible. I'm obsessed. But
Is that new?
I've had it for over 9 months, so I don't know
Okay.
what is and is not considered new.
I don't know either because it's a pandemic.
But I use Jeffree Star, which talk about problematic. like,
You're canceled.
care.
That one might get you some trouble, girl. I'm not
I
gonna
don't
defend that
care.
one.
It's the best formula. It's truly like such a good formula.
It's okay. We're all problematic. Don't look at my makeup either. Like,
Are you
People get
telling the
mad.
one that named themselves after Jesus is problematic? Caitlin's just staring at me.
sure.
Anyways, I think we should transition into our break.
Yay.
And we'll get into Vicky and Dot together and talk about
Like
family.
a family.
Family. We're
Family.
family here.
Family.
We'll be right back,
Wait,
kids.
did you just say
Bye.
Bye.
wig? Okay. I know, wig. I feel that already. Wig, okay. Wig, did you just say wig? Wig, okay. I am ready for my wig.
I was having this conversation today. I think I'm anti-luxury bag. Like I hate, like, because we were talking about Telfar.
Oh no,
like, I
you're
don't-
talking to
You're talking to the wrong people.
wrong person.
Yeah,
I don't
you
think
can't
they're
say
cute. I don't
that.
think they're good. I don't think they're good.
Oh, I am a designer bag bitch. I got my Balenciagas, my Pradas, my Louis, my Dior, my Fendi. I got it all.
And on
Yeah.
that note, welcome back, kids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, might as well.
Okay.
That was a fun transition. I'll keep it. I'll keep it. Why not?
Okay, sure. I'm not saying no.
Anyways, let's get into Vicky and Dot together as mother and daughter.
Yes,
Oh,
you
I
are
wanted
a
to bring
second
this up.
mother and daughter pair on this show.
I wanted
Who's
to
the
bring this up.
first?
Freya and Fool,
Mm,
Leisha,
Oh right,
Yeah.
that's right.
which was our
Uh,
most listened to episode of that year.
Oh, Vicky, we
that
got
was weird.
It were.
I wanted to bring this up when we were talking about mother and daughter relationships.
Go
I mean,
ahead.
the sister thing.
Okay.
Because like I don't have a drag mom, but some people have labeled other people as my drag mom, even though I don't see them as that. How do you guys feel about like the term like drag auntie or something, or drag aunt or something? And
Yeah.
like, because it's still like family, but it's not like it's like distant. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Well, I mean, we fully made up the term drag dad. Like I had been saying that for years. Like that's not like an actual thing. But I
It
kept telling
actually
everyone,
is a thing, but it's only for like, so you know the pageant system?
yeah.
So they have like people who do like, it's not like they just do like glamorous male drag, but they're like cis men. So those people do become drag dads. Like I know Trinity the Tuck Taylor, which isn't her name anymore. She had like a drag dad, but like through the system. But like the way you
Okay.
guys describe it is totally different than that.
Yeah. It was, ours was more like of, I don't want to say a joke, but it was like
Yeah.
just kind of one of those like little funny things that I would say.
Yeah, because you didn't have the like regular entry into drag. Like you
Right.
yeah, so you were like we were your supporters.
Right.
We were like stage moms more so than
Right. Yeah. Fully.
So who is Disco DeVille?
Disco DeVille is my husband, Wesley Nault, season 5 of Project Runway alum. He is Vicky's designer, my designer, no one else's designer. He is
Correct.
And believe me, people have begged me for Wesley's info, begged me to get in contact with Wesley. Like, and Wesley is just, he's only designs for DeVille's.
Yes, and he would design for others. Like Aquaria has been in his DMs. Denali has been in his DMs. Bianca Del Rio has been in his DMs. But he's fucking terrible at social media. He does not check. So I created Disco DeVille for him as a way to have access to his DMs once he starts like sewing for us more often, so that I can sort of field those requests on his behalf.
Yeah.
Because when Vicky and I say to someone, you can't afford him, we're not lying. Like,
Nope.
Yeah. We can't afford him, but we pay him through sex.
Exactly.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, one of you does. So what is your mother-daughter relationship like?
I don't know. I feel like it's like best friends with a mom who's more experienced. Like I ask Vicky for advice and she lends it. Like I don't
Right. I don't want to, like, I know a lot of drag moms are like very hard on their drag daughters.
Yeah.
Like I've heard so many stories from my friends that their drag moms, like they're like terrified to see them because they like literally criticize every single thing about them. They tell them they're awful. They like, you know, they give them the tough love. And I'm not like that with Dot. Like I always give her advice when she asks for it, but I don't want to kind of like I don't want to give her too much critiques because I kind of want her to like go on her own path. And like, this is a creative journey for Dot. And I know like one of the most fun things about doing drag when I first started was that it was so exciting and liberating that I could do whatever I wanted and, you know, not have to answer to anyone. And I kind of want Dot to like have that same experience where she feels like she can do whatever she wants. I'm not going to tell her like, this is awful. Change this. I don't like that. Like, I'm not going to do that. But when she has, you know, when she doesn't know what to do, if she's like needs to make a decision or like needs help, like she can always come to me and ask me, you know, what do you think of this? And it's, I mean, there's a lot of people in the drag scene too in New York City that I know that Dot really only knows through social media because she hasn't really been like in person in the scene. So that's like another aspect of, you know, kind of the mentorship I've been giving on my end. Be like, this person is amazing. This person's great at this. Reach out to this person for that. Stay away from that person. This person's no good, you know, kind of like.
There's a lot of people to stay away from, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, I've started my mutings.
Yeah. That's how you know you're in the drag community.
Not the mute.
I mean, there are a lot of queens who I met through Vicky as Max. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like they're but a lot of them haven't met Dot yet. And also on top of that, Vicky and our I's relationship started as best friends, not even as drag dad Vicky or Vicky.
Yeah, it dates pre-Drag Race when you used to watch.
Well, I've known Wesley since I was in college, and that was like 15 years ago. Like 15 years I've known Wesley, and we're very close. And then you know, as soon as Maxwell
was introduced to me through Wesley, I just like instantly, it was like an instant click. Like we felt like we had known each other for so long, even though we had just met.
You know what I just realized, which is very fitting for us now as drag mother and drag daughter?
Where we met?
The first time we met was at a costume party. Was that
It was my costume party. Yeah, it was my Halloween party.
It was your Halloween party in 2013.
No, that long ago?
Yeah.
Oh my
Over 2013.
Woo!
That's a long time ago.
I'm old.
We know.
I don't want to make you all feel older, but that's when I graduated high school. Anyway.
Shut up, Martyr. No one asked you.
Who asked you?
Getting back
We're both like
to-
college graduates, long got like.
Do you think your relationship as mother and daughter has made your friendship stronger?
I think so.
Yeah, definitely. And I kind of knew it would, like as soon as Max said, I want to start doing drag, I was like, oh, this is like a great opportunity for us to like have some bonding time, you know, outside of the relationship that we have as our like little three-way with Wesley. Even though, you know, I love Wesley, there would be a lot of times where Wes and I would go out and Max wouldn't be there. And there wasn't, only recently, there had only been a few times where Max and I had gone out without Wesley. And so it was, you know, this is like good
Always
for us.
nice.
Like,
That's always nice for us too, because Wes never wants sushi. So it's always a nice time for us to get sushi with
one of my most fun nights out with Max, and I'm sure we'll have like a Vicky Dot experience, but like one of my favorite times going out with Max was Valentine's Day. I think it was 2020, where we went to go see West Side Story, just the two of us on Broadway. I don't know if it had opened yet. I think it was still in previews, and it was completely sold out, like not a single empty seat in the house. I thought it was an excellent show. And then afterward, we went to Taco Bell on like 8th Avenue and Hell's Kitchen, and it was like a wild scene in there. And Max was wearing this Balenciaga hoodie, and some guy at the counter like looked at him dead ass and was like, I love your Balenciaga, you little bitch. Oh my god, and Pitaya Hart was there, like in full face, but like base boy hat and like out of like rolly suitcase, like just picking up some food. And I was like, there's a drag queen here. There were like these like drunk crying girls that were there. There was like this huge security guard there. It was like a wild scene.
It was also like the coldest the city had been.
Oh yeah, it was freezing that night too.
Anywho,
pre-pandemic life, I miss it.
Long story short is I think our relationship has gotten stronger.
Yeah, I agree.
Aw, that's cute.
Vicky, what have you learned since giving birth?
Giving birth, I can't with you.
What have I learned since giving? Well, something I've learned is that like obviously the world still needs drag, like even though like everything is shut down, theaters are closed, bars are closed, people are stuck at home, people still needed to have drag. And that's kind of where digital drag was born.
Mm-hmm.
And it was great for so many people, but for myself personally, it was just not the tea.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't, you know, it didn't have that same excitement and luster as like getting dressed up in drag and going out and socializing. So I learned that like I love like performing in drag because I love to be around other people. I love being social, and like that's why like it was great that Dot started doing drag in the pandemic, because I had that person that I could be with in real life and talk about drag and do drag stuff with.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, that was something major that I learned, is that I do it for the social interaction more so than like literally anything else.
That's a good reason to do drag. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, when it's glamorous. You're in the car, you go to the club, everyone's looking at you, you're drinking, the lights, it's just like, that's the fantasy experience for me, not, full face slippers, like sitting in front of my computer or like taping up a janky background so I could film like a lip sync on my camera phone. Like, no.
All about that.
Sorry. I'm sorry to be shady. No, props to everyone that did it and made money off of it and enjoyed it, but it's just not my thing.
What do you feel about that, Dot? Do you like doing digital drag?
I mean, it's all I know. So
Yeah.
I can't knock it because I really haven't been out. But in the few times I have been out in drag, I think I side a little bit more with Vicky.
Yeah.
It's that like I love the social aspect. Like it's
Mhm.
it's more than just meeting and kikiing with people. It's like the thrill of being seen.
Mhm.
Right.
But I can't speak on it entirely yet because I haven't had my first live performance. But I am this Sunday, Father's Day.
Oh, shoot.
So
We'll definitely get into that later.
I really want to do our duet that we have talked about. So at some point when Dot feels more comfortable on the stage and we have an opportunity, I would love to do this duet. Yes.
They're mimicking it to us right
They're
now.
I don't
miming
wanna say
something.
it out loud
No, don't
because
tell
That's
us.
fine.
Don't
That's
tell
fine.
us.
I want to
Ideas.
Don't tell
surprise.
us. But I don't know what's happening.
you can't give it away. I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page, and we are.
Oh yes, we are.
Oh, I love that.
So I
love
guess
that
we'll
synergy.
expect duets in the future.
Um,
Yes.
Caitlin, shall we play our game?
We'll
that
play
we
our
prepared?
game.
I can't believe we're playing a game right now.
I mean, so when I listen to podcasts, I actually really enjoy when they play games on there.
I
So-
love games.
Right? Games are fun. So I feel like this way we'll learn a little bit more about you and Dot, as in Vicky and Dot. So how this is going to work is, so we're playing this or that. So we'll give you two topics. You choose one or the other. And we can all chime in, which we prefer, but it's mainly for Vicky and Dot. I guess I'll go first. This or that. Here we go. I feel like we need like special effects. I've been listening to Gigi Katina's podcast and they have so much special effects. I'm like, wow, we're really lacking here.
What are you talking about? You can hear the train. It's a live New York experience.
You hear like lots of like emergency cars in the background. That's our effects. Today you could hear my cat yelling at me. Okay, so this or that. Here we go. 1, Christina or Brittany?
Christina.
Brittany.
Ooh.
Oh, I was not expecting that.
I knew
Wasn't
he was gonna
either.
say that.
Ooh, gag. Do you want to answer or do
Yeah, you can
wanna
elaborate. You can elaborate.
elaborate?
Yeah. I mean, I'd hope we know why Vicky chose Christina.
Yeah.
She's the premier Christina impersonator. That's her only
Mhm.
option. Hello, she can't not say Christina.
She can't. Yeah, that's.
I love Christina, but I grew up on. I'm a Britney bitch. I grew up on Britney.
What about you, Martyr?
Oh God. I don't like either.
All right, you feel. I'm not asking your opinion for any of these. You don't have a preference, though.
I just finished a podcast about Britney Spears, so I'll say Britney.
Okay. So I'm kind of torn with this one for myself because I think Christina's vocals are definitely far superior, but I just remember being so excited for Britney growing up. But I like both of them.
She was my first CD, so I gotta give her a rep.
I did buy her greatest hits CD, and that was like the last CD I ever bought because CDs like went out of fashion right after that.
Gag.
All right, your
Next
turn.
question. Ooh, a one after my own heart. Vampires or witches?
Ooh.
Ooh.
This one was specifically for Vicky.
Ooh, this is so hard.
That's a
But as much as I'm intrigued with both, I relate to witchy energy on a much more personal level. So witch.
I'm the opposite. I'm vamp.
I love this. I love this.
Yeah, this game is going better than I expected. What about you, Martyr?
Everyone thinks I like vampires because of my color scheme and my Catholic shit, but witches are where it's at. I don't care what you say.
Yes.
Witches
Yeah.
are the shit.
I'm also team witches, but I like
Team
vampires
witch.
too.
They're fine. I think they're kind of boring, but anyway.
I'm like, I think vampires are just like hornier.
Oh, 100%.
Yes.
Yeah, and I feel like I would really love like just, an eternity of sex.
Gee. I feel I
That's deep.
more identify with the bog witch that's just hanging out in the swamp. So I'm crusty. What can I say?
I just love hocus pocus, and I need that in my life every day.
TTT.
Oh, it's my turn. Okay. So Moschino or Louis Vuitton?
Oh my God.
Louis.
Are you kidding me with this question? This is like not even a contest. Louis
I just
Vuitton.
wanted to piss off Vicky. That's why I asked this
Period.
question.
That's a period. It's Louis Vuitton all the way.
And why not Moschino? We talked about it on
Vicky?
We don't like Moschino or Jeremy Scott.
Yeah, Jeremy Scott is a derivative hack.
I have to agree. Actually, yeah, I'll go LV.
You
LV.
can't. These two will murder you if you choose the other one.
Well, I mean, they just fired me, so fuck them.
You can do. I'm not Moschino.
Oh, T. Okay. Maddie Ziegler or Poppy?
You guys know I'm friends with both of them.
Yep.
I can't pick.
You choose.
Honestly, I'm gonna say Maddie because Poppy hasn't texted me back.
Oh.
Gag.
Oop.
Gag.
I'm only gonna say Poppy because I went to go see Poppy live and I've never seen or met Maddie in person.
Oh,
That
you
was Poppy.
You met Poppy. We went, right? We went to Dirty French after her show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was weird.
She actually left because there was some drama with her ex, I think, or something.
Oh.
No, I don't know. I don't remember. I remember leaving abruptly, but I don't know why. Sometimes I have dramatic exits.
That's like the understatement of the century.
Sometimes I'll just reach a point and I can't explain it, but I need to just leave.
It's so true.
And I think that was one of those times. Last Saturday was one of those times. And I just have to make a dramatic exit.
We literally got there. Poppy sits down. We order drinks. The drinks haven't even come yet. And Vicky gets some sort of text, and she's like, "I gotta go. I'll Venmo you," and just leave.
With that being said, I'm also Team Poppy.
Oh, you are?
Mostly for the meme.
Okay.
I'm Poppy. I'm Poppy. Yeah. I'm Poppy. That one. Yeah. I don't know Maddie. She's the Sia girl, right?
Yeah.
I'm showing my pop culture.
I mean, she is. I mean, people might not know her by her like regular name, but she's pretty popular on TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm Team Maddie. I think she's.
No, Maddie is a huge celebrity.
Yeah, I know.
Celebrity.
But like, we're old, so we might not know her as well.
That's true. I'm very old.
I'm old too. Okay, Aquaria or Sasha Velour?
Aquaria.
Ooh.
Sasha,
obviously.
Aquaria is one of the biggest reasons that I do drag. Like, because I could have totally just been a drag fan and like just enjoyed it, but like when I saw her, I was like, oh my god, that is the most glamorous like human being I've ever met in my life. Like, I want to be her. And like that's like seeing her in person made me want to like really just like be a drag queen.
I think I have to say Aquaria for similar reasons, because A, I know how much she means to Vicky. B, I've met her multiple times and she's lovely. And like we had that cute moment with her in Vegas. So I got
What happened to Vegas? I don't remember.
I got free tickets to see Christina Aguilera.
Yeah.
No, this was Lady Gaga.
No, I know. And Vicky got to meet her.
Yeah.
And while we were there, we were like, oh, let's like see other shows. And we got tickets to Gaga as well.
On New Year's Eve.
Yeah. And while we were there, we ran into Aquaria.
Why was Aquaria there?
She was the Lady Gaga show.
Okay.
And I think like Wes had to go to the bathroom and Aquaria had to go to the bathroom at the same time, and we like literally ran into her like outside of like the bathroom.
Yeah, like
iconic.
I feel like that's how
It
I
was,
always
like,
run into
so-
Aquaria though.
It was so random, like just like being in Las Vegas on New Year's Eve, like seeing Lady Gaga. But I had ran into like 2 other people that I knew at that show.
Yeah.
I guess everyone went.
There was a lot of it was a happening
Happening joint.
night.
There were a lot of
Happening
New York
joints.
and Vegas. Yeah.
And it was a good time to go because the world ended right after.
Honestly.
I know. And I feel like I think about that all the time. So Disco DeVille, Wes and I,
Yeah.
every year for New Year's, we collect like that year's glasses.
Mm-hmm.
And for 2020, we could not find them anywhere. And then we ended up with the most disgusting pair of like Kanye, like, you know, those glasses with
Yeah, the
stripes?
shades.
Oh, they're the worst. And I was
Yeah.
like, this is it.
It's fitting. It's
This was
fitting.
the sign. This is the sign that 2020 was going to be shit.
You're right. It was a sign.
It's my fault, everyone.
Yep.
Our next question: Project Runway or RuPaul's Drag Race?
Drag Race.
I'm gonna say Drag Race as well, but I wish they would do Drag Race in the Project Runway format.
Same. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Where they give you the challenge, they take you to the fabric store,
Mhm.
and they like either supply you with wigs or you bring your own wigs, whatever, and then you make it in 2 days and then you model it yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Like,
Drag Race is becoming a little bit too much of like who has the highest credit limit.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I'm still saying Drag Race because there were so many seasons, older seasons, that were just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Same. And also the new Project Runway is just awful. Like
Right.
I don't
yeah.
even count the new Project Runway as
Yeah,
Project
no.
Runway.
Like Carly Kloss.
Ever
Oh,
since
I don't
it
even
left
count that.
Bravo, I
Yeah.
haven't watched it since it left Bravo.
You
Period.
that was a smart decision because once it left, it was like,
But it's back on Bravo, isn't it?
is it really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
But it's the new version. I'm talking about the old classic
Yeah, it's bad.
Heidi Klum.
Honestly, once Michael Kors left, that was kind of it.
Is Carly Kloss the one that went to dinner with the Kushners?
She's
Yes.
married to one of
Okay.
them.
Married
Yeah,
to-
that's it. Yeah.
But
Anyways,
that was that
that's my
moment.
thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
was
that's
that
my
moment where
that's my point.
yeah,
That's true.
iconic.
Caitlin.
Okay. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills or New Jersey?
Oh, Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills is superior to all.
Except I must say, Salt Lake City has had a really strong first season. And it's getting
Wow.
better and better, obviously.
It
the
really
scandal.
did. It really did. It really did.
Didn't one get arrested with the
Yes,
FBI?
it was
Yeah.
on tape, allegedly. So we're gonna see it happen.
Oh,
Oh,
really? I didn't
need
know
to-
that.
I want to rewatch that whole first season. It was like that good. I would fully rewatch it.
Yeah, it has been reported that when Jen Shaw was arrested by the feds, the cameras were rolling.
Oh, wow. I might watch it. Damn.
I have not seen a single episode of any Real Housewives, so I'm not very.
Same. I've never watched a whole like actual. Well, the only time I've seen episodes is when Vicky has it on the background. That's about it.
I got into it in lockdown. I was like, oh, I didn't really watch ever, but I was like,
Yeah.
well, there's a new
I've been watching Real Housewives since season 1, episode 1 of Real Housewives of New York City. I didn't watch OC, but when it came to New York City, I got on it, and then they moved to New Jersey, and I was like just hooked on the franchise and have been watching it as long as it's been on the air.
I watched it early as well, like the early days of Jersey, Orange County, and New York. But I think then I went to college and I just didn't watch TV.
It happens.
Oh my god, the reality TV when I was in college was prime reality TV.
Mhm.
Like I remember going to class every day so excited to talk to my friends about Flavor of Love, like
Yes.
the episode the night before.
See, that's
or
my shit.
Or
my
Surreal
shit.
Life, or like
Ah,
Simple
so good.
Life. Like
Yes.
those, like
March
even
here,
Project Runway had just started, and like that like when I was in college, that was just like peak reality TV.
Mhm.
I'm doing the math in my head, and Martyr's like, that's the shit to Flavor of Love.
Martyr was like literally 5.
I think I was in
You're
I
8,
was in 4th grade.
literally 8 and
I
9
was
years old.
Yeah, I was literally watching Flavor of Love and I Love New York in like 4th, 5th grade. Yeah, don't at me.
Wow.
I just did a rewatch during the pandemic for both
That's
of
such
those
a
shows.
good idea though.
Yeah, no, I miss this that whole celeb reality.
Your turn.
Erica Jane or Kyle Richards.
Erica Jane.
Did you watch The Housewife and the Hustler?
I am halfway done.
I cannot look at Erica the same after I watched
Really?
this.
Really?
You
Where's that
know,
on?
I loved Erica. I went to
know.
go see her live 3 times. I paid for the meet and greet. I have her book. I have her t-shirts, like her merch. Like I was Erica's #1 fan.
Yeah.
And then all this news came out, and at first it's like, oh, is it gossip, is it rumors, and then just like more and more information comes out, and you're just like, this is awful.
Oh yeah, it's really bad what happened.
Yeah, all of that aside though, Kyle's so boring.
I'm gonna choose Kathy Hilton here. Team Kathy.
I don't know either of these people. I feel very useless in this game because I don't know these songs.
That's okay. You'll have an opinion about the next one too.
I did do an Erica Jane mix for Vicky, I believe. Did I ever send you that?
Yeah.
I feel like I did.
No,
Okay.
I had an Erica Jane mix that I had done a bunch of times.
Mhm.
I loved her. We might have to update that mix, Martyr.
You should get arrested in the mix.
Yeah.
Oh my god, how good would that be?
Oh god.
No one steal my idea.
Who's doing Erica Jane drag?
People do. People love Erica.
Yeah, it's probably true.
It's expensive to be made.
Oh god, that fucking song. That's all I hear. Okay, the Addams Family or Addams Family Values?
Oh, Addams Family Values.
Yeah.
One of the few movies where the sequel was better than the original, and the original was excellent. So
Values is the one where they're at summer camp, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they do the Thanksgiving pageant. Okay, yes.
I just have one word, Debbie.
Debbie. I mean
Debbie.
That movie's so funny. So funny.
What's your opinion, Martyr?
Oh, mine. I can't remember either of them. I have seen both of them.
Oh
but,
man.
I know. I'm
You're
terrible.
useless in this game.
So bad at
this game was not meant. It's because we're old. This game was not made for children.
I'm only 16. What is this? Oh, a side note, old people.
Continue.
Someone on Twitter was talking about their personal shopper, which I'm like, anyways. But there was a T-shirt that said Destiny's Child, and the person that was buying it was like, wasn't that girl group that Beyonce was in? Not realizing like what Destiny's Child was, but that's besides the point. That made me feel old today, so I'm with you.
But at least they got it right.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but do they know House of Darion?
I'm so excited for her to come on.
Do you know what House of Darion is?
Oh my god, House of Darion.
Come on.
That was her
iconic.
That was her clothing line.
It's her mom's
clothing line.
Yes.
I hope the Beehive isn't listening, so I feel terrible right now.
Canceled.
That's fine.
Oh man.
Can't cancel what started. Okay, our
last
question,
one before the break.
Which I know my answer for this one.
I think we all have the same answer probably.
Shaquita or RuPaul?
Oh my god. Shaquita.
Shaquita. It's Shaquita.
Shaquita went to Juilliard and speaks 70 different languages.
She really does.
I have every intention of auditioning for Drag Race, so I plead the fifth.
Shaquita is my favorite drag queen. Like if when
This is-
people ask me who's your all-time favorite drag queen, it's Shaquita.
Shaquita. Yeah.
She's it
this
for
is-
me. She's drag, period.
This is my audition for Drag Race. RuPaul watched a man drown. Anyways, with that, we're gonna go into break, kids. We'll be right back talking
Jesus.
about Pride Month activities and a crazy nightlife story. So we'll be
Wait, did you
right
just
back,
say wait?
kids.
Woo!
Wig, okay. I know, wig. I feel that already. Wig, okay. Wig, did you just say wig? Wig, okay. I am ready for my wig to go flying.
Transition. Anyways, welcome back.
What the fuck?
I'm so chaotic today. I don't give a shit.
It's been a rough day, y'all.
It's been a rough. I was having such a good gay
Well, it's
weekend.
because Mercury is in retrograde and
I
it affects
guess.
everything.
It
Sure,
does.
let's go.
Literally,
Mercury's-
like this week has been shit. So like that is why.
I had a great weekend, and then Wednesday happened. So
It gets to you
Merc-
eventually.
Mercury and her Gatorade can
Yeah,
suck
Mercury's
it.
eating Gatorade.
Let's get back into y'all. Since we're interviewing you poorly at that, but
That's okay.
it
2
is
of our 9
Pride.
listeners are here, so
I
it's
know.
Eh,
It is
continue.
Pride. You keep interrupting me.
Nope.
It is Pride Month. How are you two celebrating?
Okay,
Yes.
so usually for me, Pride has always June hands down is like my craziest month. Like it's the busiest, craziest month. 2019 was World Pride. I had so many events, like I can't even name them all. And then Pride 2020 happened and I did literally nothing. Like literally did not leave the house, did nothing. So then this year it's kind of like I had a couple shows this month, but I'm not trying to overschedule myself because I'm slowly coming back out of COVID times, you know. I'm not trying to like overbook myself and exhaust myself. So I had a couple gigs this month and now I'm having a couple weeks off, and yeah, I'm not really going all out or anything. So I might do a fun little Pride look because my fabulous drag daughter got me some special merch that some special Pride merch that I would like to show off. So I'll probably maybe do like a little shoot with that. So that's all I have planned.
I'm excited for that.
Cute. I am doing one single performance.
That's a big deal for you.
It's
Your
the
first
debut.
one, right? Yeah.
My first performance, my my debut as Dot DeVille at Culture Lab in Long Island City, hosted by Ducky Sheaboy and Patsy and Decline. We'll be fundraising for Black Girl Tutors in celebration of Juneteenth, and that's happening on Father's Day. So
Yay.
I love
Daddy.
that. Ooh,
And we had them on the show to talk about that.
we did.
I'm
They were
so
planning that. Yeah. when we interviewed
and now
them.
it's happening. I am just
love
so
that.
sad I cannot go because I'll be working, but everyone should go
excited.
for
I'm
me.
sad I can't go to because it's Father's Day and I have to see my dad, my actual biological father.
Your other drag dad.
I'm excited to meet people who I've been following on Instagram who I've not met in person, like Sissy Walk-In.
Yes.
I also will meet Aria Derche, who I have met, but as myself, not as Dot.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Cute.
All good
It's going to
people.
be a really fun group that you're going to be with.
And I'm performing Bjork, so it's gonna
Oh
be
my goodness, of course. Yes.
Love.
Such a good choice. Okay. So proceeding, well, whatever comes after Pride Month, what is there anything else you guys are coming up with? Any plans with
Yes.
drag? I saw Vicky's up to something.
Oh
Ooh.
yeah. I
Yeah.
actually have a big event coming up.
Sorry, I'm also looking for the
Yeah,
flyer.
that's fine. That's fine.
At $3 bill, the one with Vinny.
Yes. Okay.
What y'all doing over there? What
It's
y'all
gonna be
doing over
cute.
there?
So I have a really big event coming up that I'm really excited for. It's called Queer Art Summerfest at $3 bill. It is Saturday, July 10th from 2 to 8 p.m. And I am co-hosting it alongside one of my best drag friends, Vinny Gaga. And there's going to be all kinds of different queer artists and creators and vendors and shopping and shows and DJs. And it's going to be super fun and big. So $3 bill, come on out.
Cute. Love.
Another
love.
event I really want to go to, but I will be working.
I live down the street from $3 bill, so you'll
I guess
probably
you can
see
go.
me.
Yes.
Okay. So what's the best advice you've been given about drag or learned about drag in
And
general?
what's the best advice you've given, Vicky, to Dot?
Oh, that's a good one.
There we go.
So with that, I guess we'll do Dot. What is the
Maybe you should ask Dot that because I don't know.
best?
Wait, what's the best advice I've received?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wear bigger hair.
T.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I did say that. And that big hair looks great on you.
Yes.
I've been feeling the wigs lately, so I guess it's correct.
No, I did. I took it to heart, and I was like, you know what? I am a big bitch. I do need bigger hair, and so I have been wearing bigger hair, and it really does. As it makes me bigger, duh, but it also makes me look
Smaller.
smaller.
You're
Proportion.
right.
proportionizing.
Proportionizing.
I'm
Love that.
proportionate. Yes.
The higher the hair, the closer to God.
Yes.
Oh, of course.
All right,
Um,
Martyr, you can do your one question.
It's my question. Vicky gave us a great story when she was last on, but
A lot has happened.
a lot has happened. It's 2 years. 2 years has passed. I want a good crazy nightlife story from both of you. I know Dot, you're new to the scene, but I'm sure you've seen some shit from going out. Who wants to go first?
Well, I'll go first because my story's not that crazy, but it's recent. It's like one of the more recent times I've gone out. So a couple weeks ago, I had a show at Stonewall, and I was so excited for it because it was my first show back at Stonewall since the pandemic. And Stonewall, I kind of consider like my home bar because I've performed there by far the most out of any other venue in the city. And I know the staff really well. I love Hibiscus and working with Hibiscus, and it was just going to be like the two of us doing that show. So I was like super excited, so happy to be back. I was really having a great time. I wasn't drinking at the show. I just thought like I was more focused and just more on like being sober, so I wasn't drinking. But everyone else at the show obviously was drinking and drunk, and I noticed it was a much younger crowd than what I had previously like seen at Stonewall. It was just like a lot of just like younger people like drinking, and I mean they were there obviously to watch the show, but I think a lot of them had just been there drinking all day, so they watched the show like just after being like super drunk. So there were a lot of drunk people. So after the show, we're like walking around, like I'm saying hello to some of my friends, and this like super drunk girl comes up to me and just like, oh my God, you're so pretty. I love your outfits. I want all your outfits. And I said, yeah, everybody does. And I was just like, thank you. And then I just tried to change the subject. I was like, oh, they have White Claw here? Like, I didn't like know that. I was like, oh, maybe I'll go get one. Just wanted to like walk away.
Yeah.
So I see my friends. I'm saying hello. I see Hibiscus and like some like one of the people in the audience, like we're taking a photo. And all of a sudden that drunk girl pretty much like face dives into my feet, just like busts her ass, falls, like face dive, like right in my feet. And all three of us were just like, the fuck was that? And it was that drunk girl. She had like fallen like on me.
Oh,
almost.
she fell.
She had almost knocked all three of us out and like pulled me down with her, but she just missed me.
So then she like mumbled something, I don't know. And then anyway, she's gone. And so, you know, I had to go backstage with Hibiscus so we could change, we could count our tips. So we're in the dressing room, counting our bills. Hibiscus had taken her wig off, and this girl comes backstage in the dressing room. She's like, hi, oh my God, wait, I love this. Starts pointing to Hibiscus's costume that's like hanging. She's like, I love this. Can I try this on? Can I try this on? And Hibiscus with her like little like head with like no wig is just shaking her head no. And she's like, no, you can't be back here. You can't. I'm sorry, love. You gotta go. It's just like so chaotic, but like funny, but also terrifying.
Oh my God.
And that was honestly, that was the first time anyone had kind of like busted through the backstage trying to steal our costumes right in front of us. So
Of course,
Oh,
that
wow.
was like
my-
a cis girl.
that was my like crazy story that just happened. So
I like that story.
I do too.
It
It's-
reminds me of like life pre-pandemic, you know?
yeah.
And, like you know, like nature is healing.
Nature's-
We're going back to normal times.
Not this. I hate this. How about you, Dot? What's your story?
Mine isn't like a personal experience in terms of like anything happening to me. It's something that I saw.
Yeah.
Iconic box at the box.
Oh, the box, of course.
Where, you know, all the crazy shit happens. And it's just
Mhm.
one of my favorite performances I've ever seen live. And it was one of their regular performers, I don't know her name, unfortunately, coming out dressed as Anna Wintour. At the time I worked at and for Vogue. So it has a special place in my heart. But she came out dressed as Anna Wintour with a copy of Vogue magazine with Elle Fanning on the cover. I will never forget the cover. And pretends to be reading it while taking a shit in a toilet on the stage. And then gets up, has not taken a shit, starts tearing the magazine up and putting pages all around the toilet, and then shits on the pages outside of the toilet, grabs a plunger and proceeds to shove all of her shit-covered pages back up her ass. And
That queen was Lady Bunny.
If that's not a metaphor, I don't know what is.
for me, it was fun. Like, it just always stands out because I was lucky enough to have a box, and like we were, you know, I was seated with other people in a private booth, but we were watching all of the people in the first two rows just gagging and like scrambling over each other to get away from the stage because they could smell it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
She actually.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's so hard to do. Like, it's really hard to like force yourself to do that in front of people. So good job.
She's a
Kudos.
professional, honey.
Yeah.
Kudos. Ooh,
Yeah, like
Jesus.
I said, it didn't have anything to do with me. It wasn't like, you know, but I just thought everyone should know that did
Some
happen.
That's a good story.
Some of the shit I've seen at the box, people would not believe me if I told you what I saw there.
Yeah.
Like, you have to just be there.
Yep.
Because otherwise you would not believe it was real.
Mm-hmm.
Caitlin, why have we had so many shit stories on our podcast? I feel like this
We're
is the
asking
10th
for
one.
we're asking for the craziest story, and that's like
I mean,
a
too.
crazy moment, right?
You usually don't forget the first shit you see on club.
Also, I feel like shit and drag always go together because of Divine.
Yeah.
No one's eating it though, I hope.
I don't think we've
I
ever had a
hope.
story about that.
I hope.
You can never top Divine. Sorry, y'all.
See.
All right, last question. Where do you want to take your drag in the future?
To TV.
I don't. I want to retire.
Vicky's got the right idea.
Just retire now.
Now
We're aging, we're old.
I just want to turn it into a full-time job, which is, I know is going to be hard and a lot, but I am so sick of corporate America.
Mhm.
See.
So whatever means necessary.
That's good. Have you figured out your performance style yet? Like things you want to do on stage? No.
I think it's going to be trial and error. Like,
Yeah.
I don't do splits. I don't dance, but I am funny and I'm huge. So I think it's going to be prop heavy. I think it's going to be very like costume heavy, and it's going to be more acted than it will be stunt.
That's
Like,
okay. There's too many queens who do stunts anyway.
Yeah, I don't have any stunts in me. Like, you know,
What bajork are you doing?
it's oh so quiet.
Oh, I love
the
I love,
iconic.
love. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm excited to see that. I might be
Yeah.
there.
Ooh.
I wish I could go.
We are
It's
all-
right next to my apartment.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Long Island City's right next to it.
Oh, it is. Yeah, you're right through the.
Literally 5 minutes away.
But
Go
you
off.
gotta get through the river.
Yeah, the tunnel is right there.
I know what you mean. It's very close.
It's really close.
Thank you both so much for coming on our little shit show.
Literally.
Thanks for having
Literally.
me back.
I know. It's
Yay.
always a pleasure to see Vicky's face, and it's such a pleasure to meet you, Dot,
Thank
Yay.
you for
informally.
having me on.
Where can the kids find you on the socials?
I have a funny story actually. I'll make it quick.
You can
So,
totally tell it. We got time.
I've been making this corny ass joke for years where people say, "Where can I find you?" I say, "Follow me on social media. I'm on Instagram at Vicky DeVille, VICKY DeVille, like Cruella." And like it's crickets, you know, it's just something to remember the name.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mhm.
now the last like 3 shows that I've done, when I say that it's VICKY DeVille like Cruella, people are like, "Woo, Cruella!" like she has made a comeback. And
Yeah, she did.
I remember the first time it happened, people started like cheering. I was like the legit like confused shock look on my face. I was like, "Oh my god." Well, that's aged well. But yes, you can follow me on Instagram at Vicky VICKY DeVille like Cruella. I have 2 videos on TikTok, and I do not intend to add anymore. If you'd like to see the shit show that is my TikTok, I am on there at Vicky DeVille Drag. I'm also on Twitter at Ms. Vicky DeVille. I'm sorry, the regular Vicky DeVille handles were taken already.
Beautiful.
Period.
Work. And I'm Dot DeVille on all platforms: YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Venmo, Cash App, Venmo, Cash App.
Club. Another club. Club. Another club.
Bus.
Airplane. Bus.
And no similar thing happened. I went out to Metropolitan and I was wearing black and white stripes, like just because I liked the look, but it was the day after Cruella came out and everyone's like, Cruella, you better work, Cruella. And then someone asked, what's your name? And I was like, Dot. And they were like, Dot what? And I was like, DeVille.
Well, I did choose the name DeVille after Cruella. Like that is where my drag name came from.
Y'all need to be capitalizing on this. Start a show, start some merch. You need to keep going. Caitlin, you are muted.
All right, Martyr, you're gonna have to close out the show without.
I'll close out the
plan.
show just by me. I'm Martyr, and I'm C.Tepper, and this was Wigging Out. Thank you so much for listening. Woo! Bye, kids. Bye.
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 I'm C.Tepper. You can follow me on Instagram at CTEPPER and read my book, The State of Drag, where I interviewed 175 drag queens from around the world. All proceeds go to charity on Amazon.com.
Ooh, I love that. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Drag the Martyr. And if you have any thoughts, comments, dick pics, send them to dragthemartyr@gmail.com.
Listen, rate, and review us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Play, and Pandora.
And catch up with past episodes on WERRRK.com. That's WERRRK.com. Artwork for Wigging Out was provided by Glitter Baby Online. That's Glitter Baby Online. Thank you.